I don't imagine we're going to get a whole lot new from him since he just spoke last week at the Fed news conference. He'll probably say that the Fed is concerned about the labor market, and that's the reason that they took a precautionary cut, risk management cut last week. And future cuts will depend on the evolution of the economy. In other words,
they're data dependent.
Data dependent, yes.
Is it a new data dependent?
It's not a new data dependent. It's more the continuation of the same framed differently, because now we have all this pressure from the president and from Stephen Myron on the board.
How'd that go? Did Soleil Motion, did she do okay?
She did fine.
She was tough as
questioning
nails.
him yesterday, tough as nails, and there are certainly people who did not find his work persuasive. But that's why I would point to you today, McKee Bowman's speech coming up at 9 o'clock this morning. She's talking about the economic outlook. If anyone on the board were to ally with Stephen Myron, it would probably be McKee Bowman. And she had said she was open to a 50 basis point cut going into the last meeting, but then did not dissent and went along with the 25 basis point cut. So is she going to offer support for this idea of big cuts going forward? Or is the Fed pretty much lined up behind Jay Powell?
Paul, this is like Luke and Laura in General Hospital 40 years ago. The intrigue is too much.
The fact that we didn't have any dissents other than Mr. Myron, what does that say about the Fed and kind of how they're viewing things? Or was that just for a show of solidarity? What was that?
Well, we don't completely know. We'll look at the minutes when they come out in a couple of weeks. And of course, 5 years from now, everybody's going to want to read the transcript of this last meeting. But it seems to be something of a solidarity show. 50-25 wouldn't have made that much of a difference except to a certain person on Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington. And it seems like maybe even the real doves like Bowman wanted to send a note that they are Fed first, Trump later. And so the committee's consensus sent a message that you can't pressure us.
Is it the labor market is more, I guess, present here vis-a-vis inflation, or how do you think that balances these days?
Well, right now, the Fed has said that the risks are rising on the unemployment side, that the labor market mandate is the one that they are more concerned about. They've taken the position that inflation from tariffs is going to be a one-off temporary measure. They're going to have to be convinced of that by the data coming in, but they're at this point more worried about unemployment. So tune in a week from Friday for the September jobs report.
With all the speakers, which one is Michael McKee most focused on besides Ms. Bowman?
Oh, well, this week, I think we would love to hear from Chris Waller, who is not speaking. And other than that, it's Jay Powell, because he's going to set the tone for trading among all of the Fed people who speak this week. We've already heard from a lot of the Hawks, so maybe we'll get a few more doves.
I don't care. Mike McKee, Blue Jays, Red Sox. What do you think?
Well, I would hope that the Red Sox could play better against the Blue Jays than they have this season, but we're going to have to see how this all shakes out in the next few games. I have to be on the phone, by the way, at 10 o'clock this morning to see if I can get tickets to Fenway for
There we go.
one of those
That's
games.
the spirit.